Hi everybody and welcome back. This is round 4 with Jeskai Control. Give you a quick view of the list that we're playing here. By the way, I wanted to address something really quickly. I know some of you asked, hey Nate, can you provide a downloadable link to the deck list? And I really want to do that. The reason I haven't is I just haven't found a good way to do it. I guess maybe I could pay for an FTP site or something. The reason being, if I try to use something like Dropbox to host a text file that has it, I'm eventually going to forget, and I'm going to move the files in Dropbox, which will break that link. So that's not a good solution. I don't want to put a wall of text in the short description, which is like, hey, copy and paste this list. So I guess what I could do is, and I think I did this in the past, it just kind of got a little cumbersome, but I could use something like deck stats to create a deck list for each league. Maybe I'll look at doing that. Anyway. Okay, so 3 lands, 2 counterspell. This seems fine. Seems great. Oh, okay, it's downtime today. Poo. Alright, so just gonna lead on probably a Hollowed Fountain. Basic Swamp. Basic Swamp. Interesting. Yeah, so we're going to lead on Hollowed Fountain because if we need this to get a basic island, it can. That'll get us towards Cryptic Command. And then we just already have like our, we'll have 2 blue, a white, a red. We'll be in reasonable shape. Ticking the Knot. I wouldn't be surprised if we're playing against something like 8 rack and they just don't care about these paths. Could be wrong, but just basic Swamp into discard. Could also be, oh, that's kind of interesting. Well, the last thing I want to do is ramp them, but I'm not about to let them draw a card off Dark Confidant. They know about the negate, but whatever, I'm going to take the damage anyway. I have to path it regardless on my turn, whether it's this turn or next turn. So at the very least, I get to hold up some mana. Okay, so maybe it's just rock. I guess I'm sure it's rock. I guess the negate can insulate us against something like a Planeswalker. And then if they play land and go like Thoughtseize. If this is just a Goyf, we'll path it again. Yeah, we'll just path that guy. If this is a Scavenging Ooze, okay, so we'll path the Tarmogoyf since it's the larger threat at the moment. I think. Yeah, I don't think the one... Well, you know, is there an instant? Yeah, maybe I'm just going to pass the Grimflayer because I feel like, I mean, this is just damage. I'm not going to put anything in the graveyard. Sorcery, land, instant, sorcery, land. I'm not going to put anything in the graveyard that makes the Tarmogoyf bigger than a 3/4. But this actually just really improves his draws, and I think I don't want him to do that. So I think I'm going to start by just pathing the Grimflayer. This is going to get a Hollowed Fountain, double white. We do have cards with double white in the deck. Logic Knot is interesting, but I think I need to go ahead and path. Okay, so Snapcaster Mage is a nice answer to the Path to Exile, or to the Goyf. We can protect ourselves from a discard spell with Path. I don't know that we're going to need this Lightning Helix. Yeah, I'm going to bottom the Helix, top the Colonnade, pass the turn. We're going to have to take a couple of hits from this Goyf, I think, as I don't want us to get Liliana'd. If he plays a discard spell, I'm going to go ahead and negate it. That does protect us from a... So you should know about the negate. Yeah, so that's perfect negate target. I think what I'm going to do next turn is actually, I'm not going to path right away. That makes the Goyf bigger, unfortunately. But the reason is, he knows we have that negate. He took the Logic Knot. I wouldn't be surprised if he just has another Liliana of the Veil. So what I'd rather do is take 4 from the Tarmogoyf, but counter the Liliana, and then counter the potential Liliana. And if he doesn't have one, then I can just snap path the Goyf after the end of the turn. So that's what we're going to do. Snap Path to Goyf. Then we get to untap with Cryptic Command, which is pretty great. And we are playing against Rock, so it's almost a sure thing that at like 1 or 2 of the cards in his hand are removal spells that he just has no targets for. So unfortunately, the skill is Killer Snapcaster Mage, of course, but it's a 2-for-1 at that point. Meaning, like, the Snap is already bought back a path to kill one of his dudes. Yeah, this looks probably going to push. We could even return the Snapcaster Mage to our hand, but I think it's better to just sit on this Cryptic. It's also nice we have 2 counterspells here, so if our opponent like leads on Disruption to try to resolve a threat, we get to sit on either. So that's a perfect example, and of course it's not in our hand, but what just happened there is a perfect example of why I want to run like 1 or 2 Glimmer of Genius and Jeskai Control. Like, I have this Cryptic Command, but I'd really like to do something, not just nothing. Like, our opponent can sort of just hang around now and wait till he draws Disruption or multiple pieces of hand Disruption to resolve the spell that he wants to resolve. And like I'm not saying that the Glimmer would be in my hand, but it's these kind of situations when you have a Glimmer and a Cryptic that I think that Glimmer can just really, really, really shine. It is expensive, but I think there's got to be a way to find a room for 1 in the deck. Whether it's trimming a Helix, which that kind of hurts the burn matchup. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, I don't think I need to snap Serum Visions, but it was a tasty consideration. He certainly has threats at this point. He just is. He probably has no hand disruption. He's just waiting for that 1 piece of hand disruption. This can get a Steam Vents. Why not even crack it, actually? I don't mind drawing more lands. I think I might go ahead and snap. I think now I am going to. I'm considering Snapcaster Mage into Serum Visions. Because we're getting to a point with our mana that if we can find like a Sphinx's Revelation or something, we can really shut the door on this game. And now we have enough mana to snap Serum Visions and hold up. I'm going to do it. I'm just kind of. Let me think. What is the right play from a control standpoint? Actually, the right play if you're playing pure control is just probably to do nothing. Just keep drawing. The longer the game goes naturally, I think the more favored we are. Because we have payoff for like getting a bunch of mana in our deck. Spells like Sphinx's Revelation and the whatnot. There's this 1 piece of disruption. I'm going to let it resolve. Probably takes Snapcaster Mage, but... Sweet. Okay. He has a Field of Ruin, but we have... I guess we actually, this one doesn't have a plains? That's weird. Okay, there's the plains. So I'm going to put the plains on the bottom. The Helix, I'm going to 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to bottom the Helix. I don't think I need more burn. I think I want to find some kind of payoff spell. Secure the Waste, Sphinx's Revelation. Secure the Waste will end the game. Sphinx's Revelation will end the game. If we were to draw a Rev, what I would probably do is wait till the end of his next turn, fire off all this burn. I don't want to discard, so next at the end of his next turn, if he still doesn't do anything, I will Helix him just to get a card out of my hand. Yeah, like I said, I feel like this really advantages us. I think I can just untap and verdict that away. Resolve Liliana into what you know is a bunch of counter spells. Doesn't know we have 2 logics. He does have like a million mana, so if 13, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just go ahead and Cryptic and draw. Here's what I'm going to do. Oop, I should have left the Sacred Foundry up because it casts any spell I don't want to cast. So he's probably got 2. So we're just going to kind of 2-for-1 ourselves and probably double bolt the next Liliana. I'm just going to discard this Glacial Fortress. Of course we want as many lands as we can get for a Rev, but let's go and bolt the Lily again. Spell Snare Bob. All right, we are running. So we can get an island and we can get a plains. suppose I could just try to... Oh, it has Death Touch. I could still try to block it with a Colonnade. Yeah, I'm aware he's got the Field of Ruin. I guess I'll just path it. Come on, Rev. That's still pretty good. Hopefully he doesn't have an Abrupt Decay. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I think if he actually maybe doesn't. If he had an Abrupt Decay, I think he would have cast it there. We can counter a Maelstrom Pulse. I think we will. 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. I guess we can't take anything out of our graveyard. 4, 8, whatever. I'm not counting right. I guess taking the snaps out of our graveyard are good, somewhat. Just less things for a potential scavenging use. So that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Candlelit, this should be 10. We have another counter spell up. And we still have enough to flip the Azcanta. Probably shouldn't actually be protecting the Azcanta. I'm forgetting about Field of Ruin. That being said, I actually think that I'm fine to just flip it once and get the best of the top. Then he gets to resolve. I'll still fight over it. The reason I'm doing this is I feel like one Azcanta activation might be good enough. It's nice that these Maelstrom Pulses, this could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Probably not supposed to fight over this, but I've already committed to doing it, so I'm just going to do it. Two, three, four, five, 6. Yes, I will flip. I know he has the Field of Ruin. Oh, what did I say? Oh, that was the other search for Azcanta? Yeah, I accidentally hit yes too preemptively. I would have put the other one in the bottom anyway. Alright, so here he comes to kill our Azcanta. So let's activate it and see if the one activation was worth it. Not really. Oh, well, let's let it go now. Yeah, I should just let him kill the one Azcanta. Whatever. Okay, game now over. Game totally over. Over, so over. It's been an enjoyable run, my friend, but our time here is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That should be plenty. Didn't draw a Snapcaster Mage, unfortunately. Colonnade. Discard this. Discard this and this, I guess. I'm just gonna hurling burn at his face now. Bolt here. Helix here. No more basics. Probably just play this guy, this girl. Discard a card. No, I'll just hold on to my cards. We only have 9 cards left in our library. I will counter draw. I don't want him to gain any life. Ooh, there's a Gear Hulk. Alright, so let's untap. Plus, will not discard. No. Pass. So we are going to Gear Hulk, casting Lightning Helix. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will try to protect our Gear Hulk. Helix. You. And there's the Secure the Wastes, which we probably won't need. Helix you. Alright. Against those guys. I still think we keep the Azcanta. Actually, you know what? Maybe we don't keep the Azcanta. The reason maybe we don't keep the Azcanta is because he's only got like about 1 million ways to kill it. And now that he knows that we have, like, he's got Ghost Quarters, he has Field of Ruins, he has Abrupt Decays, he has Maelstrom Pulses, and maybe just bring in this, bring in this, bring in this. Maybe these? These are a real big maybe. Probably the Purges. You know, I wish I could hit reset because I need to start. I need to do this more beta. I should be looking at what I want to get out first before I look at what I want in. What I want out is he's got Bob. I don't mind the Electrolyzes. They're not great, but they can kill a Bob and they can kind of help you if they resolve if they resolve something like a Planeswalker. It gives you a way to deal 2 damage, untap. But it's probably that being said, it's probably one of our worst spells in the matchup. Electrolyze, Lightning Helix. We probably don't need all these Helixes. Probably don't need all this burn, which doesn't kill a ton of stuff. Everything else looks... All that stuff looks pretty good. The cryptic commands are good. Oops, not Surplicate Mana Cost. It gives us 58 cards. The negate is okay, I think. I don't know if I want so many negates. I think I want to... I think with GBX, you want to fight them on the ground a little bit more. That means that I don't have as many... Could just do negate and a helix. The helix just being more of a way to interact with planeswalkers than anything else, or maybe a Bob. I think I'm going to go for this. The reason I'm not doing Rune Halos is because, you know, we saw Maelstrom Pulse, we saw Abrupt Decay. He knows we have the Search for Azcanta. I think he's going to keep some number of those cards in, and I'd like to make them dead if I can. It's already like, I'm not going to take out the planeswalkers, but he can obviously Maelstrom Pulse those. I think this is what we're going to roll with. Yeah, I don't think the Azcanta is going to be great. This is fine. If we don't get turn 2 disrupted, I'm going to lead on the Scalding Tarn. And the reason is I don't want to path Bob. If he plays a Bob, I just want to spell snare it. Yeah, so I think I can take damage. He's got all those Fields of Ruins and Ghost Quarters. I really, really don't want to... Maybe not, though, actually. The only reason I'm second-guessing myself is because I think I want to now shock with this Steam Vents to hold up Logic Knot. So, yeah, I think we'll have enough time to draw plenty of lands. I am going to go ahead and get a basic. I just don't want to take that much damage. And I want to shock with the Steam Vents just, you know, in case he's going to, like, jam a Liliana into a counterspell. Any of you guys play Commander? The reason I ask is I have a bunch of, like, blue Commander cards that I've been meaning to sell. Anybody want one of these guys? The you can't see that. What is it? Expedition? Whatever these are called. Expedition Through the Breach? I don't remember if they're called Expeditions or something else. Interesting things I might have for sale. Through the Breach, a foil Tezzeret the Seeker. I don't know. Foil Dig Through Times. God, I missed that card. I had Oblivion Stone, foil the Batter Skull. I have a Jace Vryn's Prodigy, foil Ponder. I have an Expropriate. Alright, Shock with Steam Vents as discussed. So yeah, I feel like better about, now we have these 2 white sources as well. I feel better about sitting on this Logic Knot and being at 17 as opposed to being at a lower life total. What else do I have that's cool? Spellbomb makes our Logic Knot. Well, I'm not gonna counter that. We still might be able to counter something with this Logic Knot, like depending on when he cracks it. I do think I am going to shock, actually. I'm going to shock so I can cast Serum Visions this turn and start setting up our draws. Okay, that's a lot of lands. That's probably too many. I'm going to bottom both of these. And I have enough lands where, like, I was thinking about playing the Plains because, like, okay, if he plays a creature, I can let it resolve. But, because I would, since I have an answer to it. But I don't really think that that's so important because if it's like a Tarmogoyf, I probably wouldn't path it till his turn anyway. The only thing I'd path on and give him another land to untap with would be something like a Dark Confidant. We're drawing lots of basics, though. It makes those Field of Ruins and Ghost Quarters a little bit scarier. Okay, likewise, I'm going to go ahead and just play this Colonnade. And I guess one reason to not play the Colonnade is once we Serum Visions, he can choose to screw up our Scry by Field of Ruining the Colonnade. Nahiri's great. Negate, I think, is reasonable. I'll put the Negate on top. Let's see if he does that. So Field of Ruin the Colonnade. We don't. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay, well, we're gonna lose our negate. Unfortunately. Do I protect the Nahiri? I think I try. This gives him a window to resolve something like a Liliana of the Veil. And if he has like a Maelstrom Pulse to follow up, that's annoying. But he's gonna if he wants to resolve a Liliana, he's gonna take this Logic Knot anyway and resolve a Liliana. Okay, it's just a Scavenging Ooze. That is less scary. I think I'm just gonna play the Nahiri. He can deal 3 damage to it, but then we could exile it. Probably discard this Flooded Strand. Alright, well, we drew all of our basics. So you can Ether Dark Confidant, knock Nahiri down to 3. But what we'd probably do is just... Well, actually, we wouldn't. If he doesn't have another creature on the battlefield, either way, if he attacks Nahiri, we're probably going to minus it, and then if he plays another creature, we're going to path that one. If the board's clear, if we have enough cards to make the board clear, we're going to minus Nahiri for card advantage sakes. Okay. If he doesn't Ether Dark Confidant, I'm wondering what his follow-up play is. I don't know why he felt the need to play the Grim Player first, but whatever. Why don't I have two planes in play? Let's exile that. Play this. Well, I know for me to have gotten that Hallowed Fountain, I would have had to fetch and shock, which I didn't want to do. I think I'm going to hold on to this mountain. Meaning I think I'm going to discard it to Nahiri, because I want to draw additional cards. That lady. Alright. Life from the Loam. That's going to be problematic a bit with that Field of Ruin. What are we going to discard? Probably just this mountain. We need to find a Celestial Purge. I think I'm going to discard the Supreme Verdict. Do another one. I guess I'll go ahead and play this Scalding Tarn. Alright, so we're about to get Field of Ruin like every turn. That's going to be terrible. Yeah, here it comes. All right. Secret's out. We're out of basics. Probably already knew that. Rough. Very, very, very rough. Very, very, very rough. Well, I guess it can only destroy non-basics. Makes me wish I didn't discard that mountain. I certainly didn't plan to be in a situation of getting a land blown up every turn, though. Alright, Scavenging Ooze. We'll path that. Path the Ooze. See what we draw. I don't think the land's really so important. I mean, I'll play it. We're going to end up with only 4 lands. So Liliana is now going to tick up to 6. Ooh. Game. Alright, we're not going to win this game. Okay, so... yeah, I still don't think I want Search. Could consider a Detention Sphere, but... Life from the Loam is super annoying. We don't have any way to defend ourselves against that card. I don't think I'm going to change anything, but... Alright, let's see. Yeah, this is a keep. I'm going to Sand Vengeance straight away. We know what we're playing against. We know the kind of cards we're looking for. Sort of sad that we drew that Rev. I'm going to put the Snap on top and the Steam Vents on top of that. I don't know if I made any sense. I sort of felt like I started my speech there. What I meant to say was sad that we drew the Rev because it's going to probably get taken. I mean, we'll eventually hopefully get to snap it back, but we saw that it also bringing in some graveyard hate, so... Alright, so that makes me think he's going to follow up with a Bob. Yeah. Alright, we need to find a way to kill that. I'm actually going to snap Serum Visions. Here is pretty cool. So we can answer to Bob here. I think I'm going to put the Negate and then this Nahiri. So we can kill Bob next turn. Unless he takes our Snapcaster Mage, but then he leaves us with the Sacred Foundry. Grim Player is annoying, but we're going to go ahead and play Nahiri. Hopefully it lives. So hopefully the Serum Visions will help us find a supreme verdict, 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 a supreme verdict. All of the modes. So we know we can play Goyf this turn. So I guess the Grim Player attacked us. Alright, so... Let's start with the Serum Visions. Don't want any of these cards. Bottom all those. I'm gonna... I guess I need to minus the Nahiri on... Jeez. I guess it needs to be the Bob. Man, and a treetop. Alright. And we're going to have to get another basic. So we get to rev for 2 cards. And we're going to have to rev for a hollow. We're going to have to Scalding Tarn for a Hollow Fountain, unfortunately. So the only way that we're potentially going to get out of this is to clear all these away. So this will put us at, if we get a Hollow Fountain, this will put us at 6. The Treetop Village will put us to 3. I still don't think we have any choice. Probably just draw 2 lands. Well, if he fires up the Treetop Village, I think that's game. It's game either way now, because we're only going to be able to draw enough cards to kill 1 creature. Actually, no, I guess, no, that's game. Because even if we Supreme Verdict away the board, we're just going to die to the old treetop. I guess a Cryptic will buy us some time. Nope, that's game. Okay. Alright, well, this league's not going so great. Man, sorry guys, I would love to show more wins, not so many losses, but I don't know. Maybe I feel like I might have been able to sequence things differently this game. I'm not going to try to say that like, oh, I mulliganed badly. I don't like to make excuses. I want to say that like, you know, I don't think I'm I'm gonna say this right. To say this the right way, like I don't have any illusions that I'm like the best player in the world or anything, and I'm completely willing to admit when like my mistakes are honestly the reasons that say games aren't wins. I like to recognize that losing's part of the game, and I like to call it how it is. And I do think I had some bad mulligans earlier this league that resulted in some losses. I don't think this round was due to mulligans. It could have been. I can't go back and analyze on the fly if there's anything I could have done to get out of this to win these matches, to win this match. I'm more than happy though to receive your analysis and say, hey Nate, you should have done this or something like that. It's good information for me and it's good information for everybody else. It's always more fun when you win, but what can you do? Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys Friday. Hopefully we can at least salvage a second win out of this and go 2-3. I will see you guys then. Bye for now.